Of Elkem TV today, 20th of October 2023. As usual, this is Sports Edition here with West Nile Ambassador Andama Moses, the great sports messiah, driving you as we see that we transform Bunyoro's sports. We are here in Kabalega Resort, our partners in development. So we shall be pushing from this hour of 3 up that hour of 4 and see how we shall reach the climax. I welcome all the viewers and whoever is preparing to come to Masindi. What we have to know is it is rainy season and natural calamity may anytime happen. So don't forget to carry with yourself either a jacket or raincoat, whatever may actually protect you from a disaster that may happen at any time. We are here to update you on the weather conditions. So it is courtesy of Elkem TV as usual. So what you have to do is just get tuned into our channel or different platforms where you can access us. You will be not making any mistake if you actually transform and see how talent can be promoted together with Elkem TV. We are just here at Masindi Municipality, in the hearts of Masindi, definitely here at Kabalega Resort, where if you want yourself any good accommodation, meals or laser, come at Kabalega Resort. They will provide for you whatever is required. Also, if you have family members outside there who will wish to come for pool tournament, actually for swimming pool, or you want to come for all these live bands, you come at Kabalega Resort. That is every Sunday from 6 to 10 p.m. You will not just miss and forget that memory with you. So today we have a number of activities, but before that, as usual, we shall start with what transpired in other areas. We have been having a number of friendly matches. Teams are organizing, and in villages there where we cannot access, I hope message has been coming and everyone has been in a position to update us on what has transpired on their respective areas of. So and beyond what we want to see, also of the young and the old, to see that we have talent in Uganda, Bunyoro, and opportunities shall come for people. Some youths are not employed nowadays, but it is through sports that when you have your own talent, you can transform and get opportunities where you'll be, to see that foundation starts from where you are, and the international teams will come for you. Definitely will enter into the history book. You become like some of those previous or prominent players, those of Mbappe's, Messi's, Cristiano Ronaldo's, to mention but a few. So it starts from grassroots, from Masindi, Bunyoro, and then entire world will come and see you. So it is the foundation that through Elkem TV we expose you to see your talent is known by various people who will actually have picked interest in you, to see that they come and identify and take you to another level. Going and starting straight with our local sports edition here, we had a number of actually preparations of Christmas Cup ongoing from my home district, that's Kiriandongo. We have been in position to see. That's in Mboira sub-county. We had a number of teams that have been actually playing. That's the Christmas Cup has started. Christmas is warning. Very soon we are going to see radios starting to play these Christmas songs, putting people under pressure, where you see women starting to demand for their Christmas clothes, children. So those are some of the actually effects that Christmas comes with. Christmas Cup tournament, various people are organizing, and the climax shall be that on 25th of December 2023, which actually shall be our Wednesday, where Christmas we shall celebrate that. So Mboira, that is the sub-county Christmas Cup tournament, is ongoing. Last week, but one we saw a game between Timberland Football Club up against, that is Katamarwa Football Club. They are all based in Mboira sub-county. Timberland FC that actually managed to beat that Mboira Football Club, Katamarwa Football Club by 3-1. I want to appreciate and congratulate Timberland Football Club. You have actually improved the talents. I was one time a manager there. That was around 2010, 2011. I managed to take them for that final between that is Kiakakunguru and Hanga Football Club. By them they are called Hanga Football Club, not Timberland, but now they have seen that they have to change the name to Timberland. I was a great manager there up now. I think the first final for that team was me when I was still manager there. That's 2010, 2011. So Timberland FC, I appreciate you for the efforts. That's the coach give it. I give it a great fan of Manchester United. You have managed to beat Katamaro FC. Katamaro is not an easy team. Actually, they are the giants of Kigumba United. If you are Kigumba town, they have been playing for years and years and giving hard time for some of those teams of Kigumba United FC. For them, they want to play this system of whites where you pay passes, but Katamara comes whole set. They just play long balls. The moment they score, they come and defend. Morino's format of playing, I score you, I come and defend, and it ends like that. So that's the system Katamara uses. Finally, they lost it to Hanga Timberland FC. They managed to beat them by 3-1, courtesy of those players who scored. Congratulations. So on the other side, we are seeing a team like Mboira FC, Apodra United, Kiakakunguru. We are seeing they are also, we have Nyakarongo FC. They are all in that role coming to play that Christmas tournament. It always comes with its thing, but nowadays, you know, down there in the villages, people like fighting. I hope now they have changed their mindset and they are playing mature and professional football. So that's the only way to go. I encourage the organizers to actually expose discipline on the pitch and also do what is needful to ensure that football grows from grassroots to that level where everyone will appreciate your services as organizers and the players also enjoy themselves. Away from that, we also had a friendly match that's between St. George FC and Dove, that's football club. You know, St. George is actually in 4th division. They actually went and played at Katusabe Stadium, that is in Kigezi, down there. They went at the home ground of that is Dove FC. Dove FC is in regionals actually. Dove FC is in regional, and their first game they are going to play against that's Bugoigo Leopards. It is going to be on 22nd. That is probably on Saturday. So Dove will host that's the Bugoigo Leopards from Bulisa district. So Dove is based here in Masindi. Ahead of their preparation for that game, they managed to play St. George, which is in 4th division, and St. George said no, however much you are ahead of us, but let us come and show for you football at your own pitch. They beat Dove FC by 2-0. That is down there at Katusabe Dove Memorial Playground at Kigezi. So they lost it 2-0. So congratulations to that St. George Football Club. They are not easy actually. They are a new team. They are trying to see the way how they can move from the level where they are. They reach in regionals. Next time we shall see them in the big league if they continue with the spirit and Uganda Premier League. So I want to say hi and congratulations to the management of St. George Football Club. Stewart manager, I hope I'll have you in the next minutes with me here. So that's a manager, St. George Football Club. Stewart, I appreciate you for that win against Dove FC. It is not easy, but keep on. It is not yet over yet. The struggle should continue. Actually, today is actually going to be, let me say, it's going to be Christmas here at Masindi, because Kitara and KCCA FC, they are going to be having, that's a very, very hard game. So before that, I think everyone is preparing ahead of that game. So if you are not in Masindi, everything has been booked, and then that is going to be a very big game between Kitara FC and that's KCCA FC. KCCA FC this season has actually not been good for them. The beginning has not been good for them. So far, their 3 matches, they have not won any single game. But I'm very sure that the record actually they have against that's Kitara sometimes can be broken, or else they maintain the record. You know, records are always very important, and sometimes if your opponent, the other party, has an upper hand of beating you all the time in football, and they may keep on doing that year and year, unless otherwise things do change. But history can be made, sometimes also it can be changed. Kitara FC, they are very hopeful and they are on high gear ahead of their game of today at Masindi Stadium, commonly known as King George Stadium, Memorial Stadium. You know that stadium was given a name King George by the other former king of British. So he gave this name, and it is one of the oldest stadium here in Bunyoro, not only Bunyoro but Uganda at large. Ahead of that game, I think Kitara played their previous games with KCC. They have so far met like 3 times with the KCCA FC, but Kitara has lost all those 3 matches they have ever met KCCA. KCCA last season beat them home and away when they were here at actually in Hoima at the ground of that's Kitara FC. They were beaten by 6 goals to 2. Actually, Kitara led the goal. Kitara first scored 2 goals, but KCC came from behind and they scored 6 goals. It ended 2-0. When Kitara traveled to Kampala, actually they were beaten again 4 goals to 0. So Kitara conceded 10 goals in that game against KCC, and KCC still have that record up against Kitara. And right now, if you try to see their meetings and the way how they have been playing, indeed, Kitara FC, they are on top of the table. They have so far won all their 3 matches. Their first game they played was up against Sports Club Villa. They tried to go, they won it by 2 goals to 1 away to Sports Club Villa. Now their next game was up against that team, Police FC here, UPDF here in Masindi. They managed to win it by 1 goal to 0. Their third goal was away in Jinja. They went to that's Gaddafi Football Club. They managed to beat Gaddafi by 2 goals to 1. So Kitara has so far won all their 3 matches. KCCA has not won any single game. They have lost 3 games, and today's game here in Masindi is more or less of a final. That game is going to be tough one between KCCA FC and Kitara FC. KCCA has been here. They are used to artificial ground. They play on a carpet, but they are trying to adopt and get acclimatized to the weather of Masindi. They have been here for so far 5 days and see how they can get used to this in our artificial ground. But Kitara, for them, they are on both artificial and this natural ground. This is they are using the home ground of Masindi as their own pitch right now, as the other stadium is going on. So Kitara has 9 points. They are leading. The second team is none other than the second team on the league is none other than NEC. They also have 9 points. They are unbeaten. They have played all 3 points. So today, I think it is going to be a die-hard game between Kitara FC and that's none other than KCCA. KCCA, they are under pressure. Why? Their coach, that is the Muzungu from Portugal, Ebono of Portugal, has not yet won any Premier League. They have been under pressure for that Confederations Cup, though they managed to win it narrowly by 3 goals to 2. But now their main focus is to beat Kitara today to get their first win. And also Kitara is saying, no, today we have to win our 4th consecutive game against KCCA. If they don't have any single game, what should we do? So before that, I think we have the assistant manager of Kitara Football Club who spoke ahead. Kitara FC Club, the assistant coach, spoke ahead of the game of today. The game is going to be at 4. He's like the other international break. Actually has played a very good role for them as a team where they are in position to train and get confidence out of their players, and as they are the ones leading the table, they expect to maintain that position and win the game. I think our viewers, you'll have to hear from what the assistant deputy coach of Kitara FC has spoken.
Samba tubadde n'omupiira gwa Gaddafi twakuva mu mabega gwatwala kuddamu kolanso byezo leero Samba ttiimu bata KCCA eyakasamba emipiira 3 nga tennagobamu ate ttiimu yalinnya era tetuyinza enneeteeka gye twetegese twagala kuddamu kukulembera twagala tubakulembere paka tu n'ensonga endala abali mu mbeera nnungi esanyusa tetulina embeera abalwadde bonna embeera nnungi esanyusa era tuyitabanga tugenda ba omupiira nga tujja ku.
Yeah, that has been actually the deputy coach of Kitara FC. They are very organized and prepared ahead of today's match, and they are actually expecting to win for the fourth consecutive time up against KCCA. Let's wait if they are to maintain their position of winning and staying on the top of Uganda Premier League table. We pray for them. All we wish for them is success, because football is very funny. You may see that a team that is actually on relegation or on top or below the table coming to beat the one who actually is leading the table. Football is very funny, so anything can happen. If Kitara is to maintain their spirit of playing, they have some good players, those of Carbon Livingstone, Paul Muchiruzi. Those are actually players that have been playing for long, and even in national team that have been called. So Kitara has a bit of those professional players, and Dennis Omedi, of recent you have been seeing him. He was summoned for that 2 friendly matches for Uganda Cranes up against Mali and also Zambia, where Uganda lost it by 1-0 to Mali. Then also the other one, they lost it 3-0 to Zambia. And there have been actually Dennis Omedi was the only player for Kitara FC who managed to go and feature in that game. So they have some stars, and they are not here on table by mistake. So I think they will do what is required to ensure they maintain the table ahead of their next game. Kitara will go and play Bright Stars away after playing today, and then after Bright Stars they are going to play none other than Arua Hills. Arua Hills had a game yesterday up against Gatafi, but it was only played for 10 minutes, where rain came so much and the game was postponed till they played it today at 10. But the information coming right now is Arua Hills managed to lose it to Gaddafi FC by 1-0. So Arua Hill, they are still on the bottom of the table. They have so far played 4 matches. They don't have any win. So some of you who knew Arua Hill before, they actually had fan base last season, and indeed they finished in 8th position. But right now, as we talk, they are not performing well. They are the one on the bottom of the table. They have played 4 matches. They don't have any single point. Yet today in the morning they were beaten by Gaddafi 1-0. So that's Arua Hill up against Gaddafi. Everyone right now is now heading to Masindi Stadium ahead of that game of Kitara FC and KCCA, the Kasasiro boys, who are ready here in Masindi. The fans who are right now trailing in town is really, I cannot talk about it, but Masindi is full, and the business community, they're enjoying. Some of you, right now I saw some people even preparing food. I think such things do come with the advantage. Business booms, you see, drinks move, people eat food, and also whatever you want. Football has come here to Masindi, and I expect development, new friendship, and also exposure. Some people have never known how Masindi looks, but they also come to see it through football. Football has a very many impacts and also changes that it brings. So that's the KCC FC up against Kitara FC. We shall update you next time how they actually perform, and their game is starting at exactly 4 p.m. That's KCCA FC up against Kitara. So we pray that they do the needful and it ends very well, where there is going to be nothing, it ends peaceful. So that's Kitara FC up against none other than KCCA FC. The game is going to be hard one. So away from Kitara FC, we have a number of Premier League games that shall also be played today. One of them is also NEC is going to play. NEC, as I told you, they are the second in the table. They have also won their 3 matches. They are all level with Kitara FC. Kitara is just ahead of them with a goal difference, because they have goal difference of 5. So NEC is also going to play today, and if they are to win or lose against the team that's indeed they are going to face, definitely Kitara will go on top of the table, or else if Kitara is to lose and they win, of course, they are going on top of the table. So both teams are wishing the other. Kitara is praying that next will be beaten or they make a draw, and the next is also saying Kitara to be beaten or else they make a draw and they win there. So you cannot predict. The one who plays better shall win, or both of them may win and maintain their standings as the table is. I told you Maroons is in third position. Maroons also, they are not easy. They're saying no. However much we are the teams of in prisons, but we have to do the needful because we are doing business. Maroons is in third position with the 7 points. So teams are performing to the expectation that they deserve. And I think if they are to maintain their winning spirit, definitely things are going to be okay. Barabara sana for our own, that's Uganda, Premier League teams here. The league is improving day and night. I think FUFA is going to add in more ingredients to ensure that more motivation is needed and teams perform things according to the way how FUFA standard requires, because one of them is the stadium, and also human resource has to be something that is of paramount, because without human resource, some of those players need to be motivated, given allowances, they eat, and they also have their families to look after and educate their children. So facilitation need to be at its level where players will be motivated. You know, one of the things that can demoralize people is lack of motivation. You are doing something, you are needed to produce a result, but at the end, what do you gain? So FUFA normally give a certain percentage of money for some of those technical people to ensure that the football grows at the level, and also certain things need to be handled in a certain way. So in case those things are done, and also the management of the club adds on, I think football will develop. That's one of the things that motivates some of those players in Europe. You sign some players, they are even more, actually in Europe, players are the MPs. They earn more money. The people who are rich in Europe right now are the players. They are the MPs. This way we see MPs earning much money, but in Europe, it is the players who are the MPs of those areas. So they earn a lot. So when you are a player in Europe, implying you earn more salary than any other civil servant who is at Europe or elsewhere in Asian country. So those people earn a lot of money. Where does it start? It's all about motivation and how you are talented. Without your talent, I don't think that you can get anywhere, any access to earn a huge amount of money. You can't earn it for free when you have not produced any good result at the expectation of the actual committees or the management of that very department of the section where you are doing. So that is football for some of you there. And if maybe you think you are reluctant and you don't have any talent, it starts from the grassroots, from foundation. You can either groom your children to become of that kind. So our viewers, allow us to go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we shall break out with the next transpiration that may come ahead. Don't touch your dial. We'll be back from that short commercial break. Our viewers who are viewing Elkem TV, we are still here pushing on. As I told you, we are here located at Kabalega Resort, actually comfort zone, where you can actually come and enjoy whatever you want here. That's provided by, that is Kabalega Resort. Also, we have another branch down there in Hoima. You can actually access them either here in Masindi or Hoima. Just you feel at home, feel comfortable, enjoy whatever you want. Away from Uganda, Premier League, Now we are going to international. Players actually have been for international breakout. They have been playing several leagues of qualification, both here African Cup of Nations, and also we have Euro qualifiers that is going to be in Germany, that's Munich 2024. So players have been for actually that's a break, leave, and they are now back. Some it has gone back bad for them, others have managed to pick injuries, whereby you see some of those clubs do not want to allow their players to go and perform for their national teams. But all in all, some have actually failed to deliver to the requirement that is needed. Premier League is bouncing back today. Actually, in German Bundesliga, we are seeing games that are going to be played. We are going to see a game between Bayern Munich up against Werder Bremen. Bayern has been performing. Actually, it is the German Borussia Dortmund. It is Borussia Dortmund up against that's Werder Bremen. Borussia Dortmund, they have played 5 matches. They managed to win 3 of their 5 games, and they have drawn 2 times. So today they are facing Werder Bremen, and that game I think it is going to be a very tough one for actually Werder Bremen, because Borussia Dortmund has not even lost a single game. They are trying to maintain it and ensure they remain in that position of where they are lying right now. So whoever is going to bet, you either go in, give a win for Borussia Dortmund guys, the yellow guys, or else you guard them if you are somebody who fears, or you go for over of 2.5. You will just come and rest, you relax and take that opportunity of your money. You see value out of your money. So it is for bettors, the money you spend on betting, actually you just need to forget about it, because it's like sacrifice. You may either get it back, or else it remains there for Muyindi to also ensure that he's doing business, because you cannot be beating the man all the time. The money you put on betting, that is actually, they call it gambling. Don't be 100% that you are going to win it. No, my brother and sister who actually bets, Borussia Dortmund, as I told you, you either give them win, or you guard them double chance 1x, or else you give them over of 2.5, then you sit down comfortably without any sweat, just buy your drink and wait for the result, how they are going to perform. And then Premier League is bouncing back tomorrow. Teams have been performing. Our teams like Arsenal right now, with the Spurs, they are all on top of the table having 20 points. 20 points. Spurs is leading. They all have the same goal difference with the Arsenal. They all have 20 points. Arsenal has 20 points. So they are fighting there seriously. Arsenal, they are playing Chelsea. That game is going to be a tough one at exactly 5 p.m. tomorrow. Arsenal, Chelsea at Stamford Bridge up against Arsenal. And then we shall see Manchester United up against Sheffield United that very day. It will be at 10 p.m. Man United up against Sheffield. Sheffield last time gave hard time to that is Tottenham Hotspurs, but not until in the last minutes of 90s. That's when Spurs came from behind and managed to beat Sheffield United by that is 2-1. So tomorrow Chelsea at Stamford Bridge up against that is Arsenal, who is actually number 2 on table behind the Spurs, though they have the same point of 2020, the same goal difference. But Chelsea up against Arsenal. You remember Chelsea, they have started picking up, and their captain, that's Rice, actually James has come back, and tomorrow the man may be very stubborn, because indeed he has spent a lot when he was injured. So he's back. That is one of the motivation for Chelsea to ensure that they try to beat Arsenal at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. Arsenal fans, you have actually been talking a lot, but also Chelsea will have to determine their strengths, that they beat Arsenal and see whether they will remain the champions or be the competitors for this year's that is the English Premier League. We shall see tomorrow at the end. That game is going to be a tough one. So Chelsea has picked form, and their players are actually coming back from injuries. You know, when captain comes back, he adds a bit of ingredient on that squad, and the captains always remain captain, because to come and give you that position, implying there is a role that you play, and you need to show that kind of leadership, that you also advise some other players. So he is back. That is James. He is going to play tomorrow. That defense of Chelsea, I think it is going to be a bit okay. Bukayo Saka and Saliba, they have also come back, and their possibility of playing tomorrow is not yet known, but I think you'll have a press conference ahead of tomorrow's game. That's when we shall be having we shall see who is playing and who is not playing. But they have come back from that injury, though Saka missed the other time the game where they played when he got injured. So that's at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Arsenal. The game is going to be a tough one. Arsenal was given that's odd 1.97. It is very tricky, but Chelsea was given odd 4 points. So that game, odd 4 has ever beaten, even odd 25 beats. So there's nothing big with the odd. It depends on the effort both teams put on the ground. The one who plays and possesses and has better chances shall win it. So if you relax a bit, of course that's when odds come. Though odds normally indicate the possibility and capability of a team that is going to win. It favors the other one, but at the end you see a disappointment, a team that is favored being beaten by a team that looks like to be an underdog. So Chelsea at Stamford Bridge should not be underestimated by Arsenal, who right now is in second position. Chelsea is actually behind Manchester United. They actually behind Man United, but right now I think tomorrow it is not going to be an easy game for Arsenal. So organize yourself. You know Stamford Bridge is not an easy. So Man United is playing Sheffield United. Man United, actually their last game of last time, they survived from Brentford. They survived from Brentford. It was actually 2-1. So some of you who don't know betting, you may not understand 2-1. That means Brentford first beat Man United at home. Halftime ended 1-0. Then in second half, United came from behind. They equalized and scored a winning goal courtesy of Scott McTominay, who came as actually Jesus Christ to save Manchester United. It was now, that's how it is called, 2-1 for Man United. So they are playing tomorrow Sheffield United at exactly 10. So Man United fans and Arsenal fans, you normally talk much. So tomorrow, after maybe Arsenal lose against Chelsea, they should wait for United or their win. We cannot predict that game. So tomorrow is going to be a grand slam Saturday for both teams that have noisy fans, and they talk a lot. So I wish them well. That is how it stands. City, they're in third position, and Guardiola last time said he condemned actually Pep Arteta's way of celebration. He says the way Arteta celebrated, he was not happy with it, because indeed whenever Arsenal beats a big team like Man City, to them they think that they have taken the trophy, but it is okay since they took long without beating City. He said let his midfielders come back, and that's when Arsenal will prove that City is really a very big club. And indeed Rodri has come back in that midfield. Tomorrow he is going to play, and we're only waiting for Kevin De Bruyne once he comes back, because Kevin De Bruyne is coming back in January. So we pray that they all come. That's when we shall prove none other than Pep Guardiola, who talked much about actually the game of Arsenal where City lost it 1-0 at the last minute. That sort of Martinelli was enough in 86 minutes to close the chapter for Man City's third consecutive lose. So Pep Guardiola will not. So our viewers of Elkem TV, I think for today we have come to the end of our That Sports program here, courtesy with none other than West Nile's ambassador Andama Moses, the great sports messiah. Catch us again next time, the same presenter, the same crew. Have a blessed weekend.